Well, here we are, the last week of our session. So session 4 is almost over, and we can see here we're in the rock folder, but I want to start off with the Professional Quotient Rubric. As you can see, this was due Friday. Now, because of the snow day and some other stuff, we're going to wrap it up this week. And all that entails is you're going to self-assess where you're at in each one of these categories. Add up the number, total it up, and when you click on the other side, you can then come up with your score. Now, I'm giving you 4 extra points. Okay, if you do the math, you get 4 extra. I'm giving them to you because I'm a nice guy. But come over here. If 20 out of 20 would be a 4. Okay, and that is how we like to score overall to see where we're at. And so what I do is we take whatever number you have here, your total out of 24 is what we're going to be looking at for growth. So don't worry about the number stuff here. You and I will talk about that. This number is the most important thing. Do you have a 3, 4, 2, 1? Be real careful with reading these things to see. Like if your attendance is less than this, you can't get, might not even get a 1. So, but you have to just take a look at that. It's a self-assessment. I want you to think about your own growth. Again, we're going to look at the one you filled out after session 2, and we're going to compare over the last couple months where you've grown, what your goals are to try this one more time after session 5. The idea is growth. We're just looking for that pattern. Okay, so all classes will be doing that. Then, specifically in game design, game and film are both going to have a very similar approach. All work is due on Wednesday. I want you to have your slideshow with your evidence of what you contributed to your team. That should be based on your SMART goal. You know the slideshow process. We are presenting in game design on Friday. We are practicing our presentations to each other on Thursday. So that means we're doing peer review on Thursday, up in the front of the room, playing your game, giving feedback. For film, it's going to be a similar approach. Everything is due Wednesday. We're going to then practice our presentations on Friday. And, here's the thing. We'll talk about it. I got to see where we're at. But essentially, okay, I'm making a decision right now. We're going to finish up our work on Wednesday. There's going to be some editing that probably still needs to be done on Thursday and Friday. So the editors can be focusing on that so we can get the films wrapped up. Everybody else will be working on the slideshows, getting their evidence in there starting Wednesday. Hopefully wrapping that up on Thursday so that we have everything we can practice, make sure we have all our pieces, parts, and whatnot. But again, so the film won't be due until Friday. So editors, you've got a little more wiggle room. And let's see, School of Rock. If you are in the beginning section, your SMART goal evidence is due on Wednesday. So your blog post, have your before and after audio or video files. The base blog post is due at the end of the week. And that is going to look like this. It's a slightly different approach where you're going to copy and paste this whole thing into your blog and you're going to go through it and imagine you're in imaginary rooms. So we start with the classroom, then the laboratory, and we learn things. And we go into the practice room to practice a technique on playing bass on a guitar, and really cool technique. We're going to learn about some incredible bass players. Carol Kay is on a lot of classic songs from the 60s and 70s. And also James Jamerson was the bass player for Motown. These are 2 incredible bass players. We're going to study them. Then outside journal ideas. This is something I want you to do on your own. I want you to think about this and go for a walk or something like that. And so we'll talk about that this week and what that means. Studio, you're going to play around with the technique of playing bass lines on top string, the big fat one. Control room, you're going to create something, and then you're going to summarize what you learned and blah, blah, blah. And then I have a survey on how well the lesson went. Yeah. Advanced students, you're going to create either a blog post for the composition you worked on, or you have a song that you want feedback on. So there's 2 different things. Like this is maybe just a guitar thing you were working on. This might be the band in the room that's working on a composition. We have a couple choices. But the idea is like, how do you want to get feedback? What is it going to look like? What are we going to be sharing at the end of this project? And you're also going to be, this is for advanced students, right? Yes. So we got The music machine, I want you to wrap that up. And something I have done for the School of Rock students, take a look at the composition resources, and at the top we have more stuff. Now, this Charlie Phillips guy created I created a playlist based on him explaining how to use Trello with the music machine. It is really cool, and it explains in better detail than I did how the whole process works. And Mike Monday's process was a little bit confusing too. This is also how he composes with the GarageBand app, then exports out his little clips, extends them out, then uses the Trello board and stuff like that to process musical ideas he uses with GarageBand on his phone, then GarageBand on his computer, and eventually into a bigger DAW like Logic. Pretty cool. All right, so that's it. It's going to be a great week. Thanks.